People are being underpaid, man. This is something that we need to talk about and it needs to be discussed, and that's what we will do in this video, man. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It truly does help the channel grow. That's all I ask from you guys. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It helps the channel grow and it helps other people to see videos like this. But with that being said, people's getting underpaid. Let's talk about it.
Excuse my French, but McDonald's got shit fucked up. Who the fuck is coming to work for $11 an hour? Who the hell are you expecting to wake up every day and check in and clock out for $11 an hour? Do you not know how high rent is? Life be lifing. $11? No wonder why they be so upset when we come through the drive-thru. They don't like their job. I don't like it for them either. $11? How can you survive off of that? I don't think you still even get food stamp shit up $11. That is crazy. $11 an hour to come to work every day? That is nothing. You cannot survive off of that. I don't care where you live, what country, what state. That is not enough. You need people to be able to make it today. Come on now. Who the fuck is coming in here? I'm not coming to work for that. You better try again. Play me better. No wonder why we could barely get any service in this damn McDonald's, because they making $11 an hour. I'm not moving either. I'm a snail in that thing. I'm snailing in there. I'm walking. I'm old today. Like, that's crazy as hell.
$11 an hour is actually not a livable wage at all. $11 an hour. I think minimum wage for the state that I live in, I think is close to like, I believe is like $15 an hour. $11 an hour. What state is that? What state is that? What are you doing with $11? That should be absolutely illegal, especially with the economy like she mentioned that we live in today. $11 an hour is getting you absolutely nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. And McDonald's, y'all gotta do better, bro. But like I said, it depends on what state you're in. There's probably other states where people are getting paid worse. You know what I mean? But $11 an hour, that is not livable wage. Like she mentioned, I couldn't imagine working for $11 an hour. But the crazy thing to think about is I think maybe just like 10, 12 years ago when I was like in high school, I was working for like $7.20 an hour. To think like how, it's just crazy to think about, man. Like used to work for $7.20 an hour and now we're looking at $11 an hour and that's just like not livable. Like, it's crazy. I used to live off of $7 an hour. Now I look at $11 an hour and I'm like, I cannot live off of that. Like almost close to $4 more. I can't live off of that. That's insane.
You can tell how underpaid you are for your job based on how often you get thanked by other people. Like, that's why nurses and teachers get thanked all the time. That's why everyone's always like, oh my God, you're a nurse. You're so brave. Thank you so much. That means you're underpaid. Unfortunately, you can't pay your rent with thank yous. And you can also use the same measurement to tell if you're overpaid. That's why no one ever thanks investment bankers. You never see someone go like, oh my God, you work at Goldman Sachs. You must create so much shareholder value. You're so brave. Thank you for growing the economy.
No, that is facts, bro. That is facts. And unfortunately, I talked about this in some of my other videos. Those fields where it's like social services, whether it's being a teacher, being a firefighter, you know, stuff like that, that helps the economy, that helps our people, the world, the jobs that make the world work. Teachers, firefighters, people like that are severely underpaid, bro. And it's crazy because if we don't have people like that, you know, if we don't have teachers, how would the world function? Seriously, how would the world function if we didn't have teachers? You know, if we didn't have these small nonprofits that help those people who need those services, like what would the world be like without those people? It's crazy to think about that we literally pay them pennies, you know what I mean? But without them, the world is literally like nothing. Like, you know what I mean? Nothing, which is absolutely insane. I'm not saying we don't need investment bankers and people like that. Like, we still need those people. But if you think about it, like, the schools are what makes everything grow. That's where education starts at. Like, you know what I mean? And like nursing too, like some people that do nursing or caregiver jobs, those are severely severely underpaid. And those are like places that we need at so people can go to work. So he has a great point right there, man. That was a great point.
I'm not being funny with you. Like, being on site doesn't necessarily mean overtime at work if you are doing all. Hey mate, you alright?
Yeah, you?
I'm alright, thank you.
Yeah, just wanted to flag something up. Just had my pay slip through. Yeah, just wanted to talk to you about it, if that's alright.
Alright, what about your pay? I pay you right every month.
Well, no, past couple of months it's been slightly wrong. Yeah, and it's the same again this month.
Slightly wrong in what way, mate?
Well, I've been paid less than I need to be, so I just wanted to sort that out.
Paid less than you need to be? What do you mean by that? I checked it, double check. I do the payroll myself, and it will bang on.
No, I've worked numerous amounts of overtime, and I've even done in weekends and stuff. I'm missing all that time. I've just been paid what everybody else gets paid. It doesn't do all that.
Right, yeah. This overtime, this mysterious overtime you keep doing. Listen, mate, I'm not being funny with you, right? But being on site doesn't necessarily mean overtime at work if you aren't doing it.
No, what are you on about? I stay later than everybody else. I do all the cleanup that nobody else can be asked to do. You've seen me do that.
Do you do the clean-up, do you? Oh, right, yeah, that's interesting, that mysterious clean-up that I had to sort out myself. Listen, I know sometimes you clock in early, I know sometimes you clock out late, I've seen that, but I've also seen the CCTV footage of you sat in your house doing that, mate.
Well, you'll see the CCTV footage of me coming in early. That's
coming in early does not constitute being at work, lad.
I'm there at least 2 hours sometimes, maybe an hour and a half before everybody else. I come in on weekends when you need someone and everybody else would rather be out on the piss. I've saved your ass so many times.
Man, you guys have got to stop working for these companies that take y'all for granted, man. These companies that see you coming in early every single morning and then seeing you leave late every single day, and then they have this type of mentality where they don't even want to pay you for your money. He literally told this dude he sees the footage of him sitting down. But what about the footage of this man coming in early every single morning, working his butt off? He gonna tell him about the footage, that one footage is probably when he was on break. Are you serious, bro? Are you serious? This is why I say, bro, if you're working for a company, if you out there, you're working for a company and they are not paying you what you deserve, and you are putting in honest work and they are not paying you what you deserve, you need to leave that place, because there's something better out there. You might not have a job for a little bit. You know, I completely understand that, and it might suck, or at least have a plan to leave, because you cannot continuously work for a company that is not paying you what you deserve, and they treat you like this. They treat you like trash. If you were to die the next day, your job posting will be up within the same few minutes probably. You guys need to hear that, bro. If you're working for a company where they take you for granted, life is too short to be working for people that don't care about your time, that don't care about you as a human being. They're just looking at you as a number, as a statistic. That's why a lot of these companies look at people, and you need to figure out, is this what I want my life to be, working for somebody that doesn't care about me, doesn't even care to pay me on time, doesn't care to pay me for what I'm doing for their business? Is that what you want for your life? No, bro. You got to get up and leave. That's the most disrespectful thing, is somebody working hours for you and building your business and helping you, and then you can't even pay them what they deserve. If that's not the biggest disrespect in the world, then I have no idea what is. Y'all should not be tolerating that at all. But that's crazy.
So tonight, the closer called in sick, and they never scheduled us with a dishwasher. You know what's funny is they expect me, the grill closer, to be the one who does all these dishes. But where's the dishwasher? Where's the pre-grill closer? There's more dishes there, and there's more dishes there. Oh yeah, wait, they expect us to do it in 1 hour? Not to mention, I have to make all the sandwiches for the store until it closes. By myself. Who's doing this?
I'll tell you who's not doing it, not me. I used to be a dishwasher, like back when I used to work that $7 an hour job, as I mentioned to you guys, and there used to just be so much work. It's like the dishes never ended, bro. They never ended. You're doing dishes for like 8-9 hours straight, bro. It was absolutely ridiculous. If I seen something like that at my job, I'm out of there. I'm not doing that, bro. I'm not doing that. That's absolutely crazy. That's ridiculous. One person should not be doing all that. And she posted that video, but she probably did that work because that's her job. But that's absolutely insane. Insane, bro. No way. I'm walking out immediately. I'm out of there, bro.
I worked at Chick-fil-A at age 15. I was making $8 measly per hour. And when I tell you I was being worked like a dog for those $8 an hour, I didn't know any better because I was really young. So this one day I went in for my shift and I saw that there was a new employee and he looked really familiar. Turns out I knew the guy. So I came up to him and I was like, hey, how much did they start you off at? And tell me why he goes $9. I was like, $9 an hour? And he was like, yeah. How much do you make? I was like, I've been working here for over a year and I'm still making $8 an hour. Like, haven't gotten a single pay increase or nothing. So I went up to the office and I was like, hey, I heard that you're starting people off at $9 an hour and I've been working for your company for over a year and I haven't gotten a single dollar increase. And he was like, I'm so sorry about that. We can raise you up to $9 an hour. I was like, okay, whatever. A year later, I found a job that paid me 3 times as much as they were paying me. So I communicated this with the store manager. I said, hey, I found a job that is willing to pay me more and I could really use it right now. And he was like, no, please stay. Our company loves you. We're willing to give you a $5 pay increase. I was like, that is all it takes is for someone to say that they're leaving your company for y'all to give a raise? If you think your job is underpaying you, but you're too scared to ask for a raise, tell them that you found a new job that pays more. 9 times out of 10, they're gonna price match or give you a little bit more than the other job.
That is a great tip right there. She just put y'all on game, bro. And the thing is, this happened at one of my other jobs that I used to work at where I got hired and I was getting paid a certain amount. And then this other person that got hired maybe like a few months after asked me how much I was getting paid, and I was getting paid more than them. And they asked me what my degree was, and we literally had the same degree in the same field, bro. Like, literally, no. She probably had a higher degree than me, whatever the case was. But it's like I was getting paid more. And you know why I was getting paid more? Is because I asked them to pay me more. I never used to ask these jobs to pay me more because I was so uncomfortable. I just thought whatever they gave me was what it was. And so when I got that job, I was a little bit older, you know, I was gaining some confidence. I asked them to pay me more and they pay me more. And so the thing is, if you are working at a job and you are not getting paid and you will see other people who are working the same job as you and they have the same qualifications, you need to let your boss know you are not getting paid, but you have to get uncomfortable and do that. Because if you just settle for the first thing they give you and you settle for $8, $9 an hour and you don't tell them, hey, these other jobs are willing to pay me $4 or $5 more, they're never going to pay you that much. The thing with these companies is they're not looking out for you, bro. They're not looking out for you. They're looking out for themselves. They care about themselves. They care about their business is growing. And if you don't try to advocate for yourself and tell yourself that, hey, I'm more qualified for this position, I need to be paid more, they're not going to pay you more. If you settle, they'll settle. You got to speak up, bro. Closed mouths do not get fed. But what she said, that is a prime example of what you need to do. If you're not getting paid enough, just go ask, bro. Just go ask.
What are some signs you're actually being underpaid? Because people think they're underpaid. What are some real telltale signs where you're going, no, that's true?
Well, the first thing is you have to know what fair payment is. So you've got to do your research based on your job, your experience, and your skill set. And then you have to look at one other variable, and that's the area that you're in. So, for instance, salaries in California are going to be different than they would be in, say, Alabama. And so you look at all that information. There's a lot of information out there. And you've got to look at it and go, okay, based on all those variables, am I truly underpaid? Am I on the low, medium, or high side of pay? So it starts with actual facts, not how I feel.
You was spin right there, bro. You have to do your research. You have to do your research and figure out what field you are in and how much those people in that field are getting paid. Because if you don't do your research and you don't figure out how much other people are getting paid that have the same credentials, that have the same degrees and certificates at you, they are going to lowball you. And like he mentioned as well, different states, different pays. Some states have different minimum wages than other states. Figure out what state you are in, do your research, find out how much people are getting paid within that state, and then go and make that ask. I'm going to repeat this to you guys every single time so you guys will get it through your heads, because the reason why I have this channel and the reason why I do what I do is to help you guys, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And I used to be in your positions. I used to settle for jobs, bro. I used to settle for payments. I used to settle. I used to tell myself that if I'm working at a job, I'm going to only work there for a year. If after a year I am not getting paid more, or if I don't see myself moving to the next level, I am not staying there. I'm going somewhere else. And a lot of people say the grass is not green on the other side. Well, how will you find out if the grass is not greener on the other side if you never try and go to the other side, bro? How will you find out? How will you find out if the grass is not greener on the other side if you never go to the other side? Stop being scared. Stop having a scarcity mindset. You deserve to get paid what you deserve. Don't waste your life working for a company 20, 30, 40 years being underpaid, bro. That's not the type of lifestyle you want to live. And another thing is grow your skills. Learn different skills so that you can get paid more. Get certain certificates. If you need to go back to school, get a higher education. But settling for a job where they're underpaying you and you're putting your sweat, blood, and tears to this company every single day and you are seeing no outcome, that is not the life you want to live, bro. So hopefully that message gets to whoever needs to get to. If you guys are new, make sure you guys hit the like button and hit that subscribe button. It does truly help the channel go. If there's anything I can ask from you guys is to just hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I truly do appreciate you guys. And make sure to know your worth, man. You're worth more than you think. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.